And here coming at you with a different USL draft analysis. Now, I unfortunately had to drop out of the USL Yellow League for this league, because I made a promise to this league long before USL Yellow even started. But I drafted a team the way this league works. If I can explain the rules off the top of my head. So it's basically the same as GBA tiers, but they allow S tiers. So if I go to the tiers real quick, I can read off all the S tiers. Give me a second. All the S tiers, you can see them right there, actually are Aegislash, Blaziken, Deoxys Defense, Deoxys Speed, Genesect, Giratina Origin, Gotha Tell, Greninja, Ash Greninja, Greninja with Protein, by the way, then Ash Greninja, then Ho-Oh, Hoopa-U, Landorus Incarnate with Sheer Force, Lugia, Mega Mawile, Mega Metagross, Mega Kangaskhan, Marshadow, and Tapu Lele, because most leagues don't allow Tapu Lele, so they make it an S tier. But I was 16th pick overall, so basically at the beginning of the draft I realized might as well just plan for Gotha Tell and draft around that. So that's kind of what I did, as you can see here, but I'm going to go more in depth. So we'll start off with, of course, Gotha Tell. This is actually my last round pick, but I decided to get it as the S tier because, like I said, it allows me to have Shadow Tag, and I can basically just do whatever I want. I can run the Scarf and trick it onto like Clerics and whatnot, so that way I can just trick the Scarf on them and then set up and sweep. But yeah, like going through like Calm Mind, like I said, Psychic, Psyshock, Dark Pulse if I need it, Energy Ball if I need it, any hidden power that I need. Hyper Beam if I wanted to. There's Mirror Coat if I wanted to run a bulkier set. But yeah, so I basically planned around this. So you can see with the rest of my team, especially the next two Pokemon I'm going to show you, really help out Gotha Tell in what it does. The next pick I have is Landorus Therian. Now, Landorus Therian is a monster, base 145 attack. It's a really good Pokemon in the Draft League format, especially if you know how to use it. But this is not my Z-Move user. I could have made it my Z-Move user, but I didn't want to do that because Scarf works better, in my opinion, and with my strategies. And I could run like a bulky Stealth Rock set if I wanted to. But this is a set Smogon recommends. I'm not ever going to run that because I can't. But yeah, defensive, I could run that quite a bit depending on the team. Or yeah, I can't run that. But mainly like Scarf, I could run Double Dance. But mainly I have it for U-Turn, Scarf U-Turn right here. This is the set I will most of the time be running, or maybe or Explosion Rockside. I'll definitely be running the bulkier set too, but I really like the Choice Scarf set. I'm not always going to lock it to Choice Scarf though, because it can do so much more. But like going through the moveset, Brick Break, Brutal Swing, Bulldoze, Earthquake. Earthquake's going to be a lot better. Explosion if I want it. I could run Fly, but it would never come into play really. Outrage if I ever need it, Iron Tail if I need it. Just a really, really big move pool to use, and especially U-Turn. This thing is going to help me get a lot of momentum this season. But we're going to move on to the next pick. Look at this ability though, Intimidate. It pairs really well with my next pick being Megametric. Now, the reason why I have Megametric is that I now have a Volt Turn Intimidate core. So Megametric has Volt Switch with Intimidate, Landorus has U-Turn with Intimidate. So physical attackers will beware, because I can just switch these two around with Volt Switch and U-Turn and weaken all kinds of physical attackers and mainly run special walls. But, you know, a physical wall will probably come into play every now and then. And again, this is probably the set I'm going to be running because it's what it's best at, and it works. No need to change it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. So we'll move on to the next pick, which I believe was my tier 2, which was a Klefki, because I needed a Fairy and a Steel type. So, and I wanted Ferrothorn, but Ferrothorn got sniped, and I don't remember what other Fairy type I wanted, but I got this. Decent stats all around, really, but the main reason I got it was for Spikes, Thunder Wave, setting up with Calm Minds and Draining Kiss if I need it. But mainly the support set. I needed the Spikes support, I needed Thunder Wave support, Toxic support, stuff like that. You might hear noises in the background, but that's okay. That's just my roommate. But like going through, just like Klefki is going to help out on my team a lot. Let me actually click the OU set. Is it kind of the same? Spikes, Thunderwave, Play Rough, Foul Play. So yeah, that's kind of the set you're going to be seeing a lot. But moving on to one of my tier 3s, I got Shaymin. Like I said, I wanted Ferrothorn, but it got sniped like right before me. So I had to go for a backup in Shaymin. Base 100 across the board. Can be all-out attacker, can be Choice Scarf, can be bulky if I need it to be bulky with Leech Seed. It's a really good grass type. Natural Cure, so if it does get toxic, I can switch out. But I can't wait to use Shaymin. I've never used it in a league. Shaymin Sky is unfortunately banned, but you know. So up next we have Cthagrigus. Ghost type is my normal resist.
Seriously?
Yeah, my roommate is in the background, so you might hear him every now and then. But with Mummy and you really bulky, I needed a normal switch in for normal type spam. But yeah, I can't wait to use this. I've never used this in a league either. Up next we have a Pokemon that was buffed in this generation, Yanmega. Tinted Lens, Choice Specs, Yanmega has little to no switch-ins, and I could run Speed Boost too. But Tinted Lens, Choice Specs, Yanmega with the right setup can just tear through teams. I'm really excited to use this. It's a defogger if I wanted to use it as a defogger, but I'm probably never going to use it as a defogger because I have other hazard removal choices. But base 116 special attack isn't bad. And Bug Buzz, Air Slash, Giga Drain, and probably Protect if I'm running Speed Boost. But I can't wait to use this. This thing will be fun to use. I needed a Rapid Spinner, so that is my next pick that I'm going to show. That was Hitmonchan. I needed a good Rapid Spinner, and this is kind of the best one I could get with my tiers that were left open. I didn't want to draft Claydol, because Claydol's kind of bad. This can actually do some damage, at least. The Assault Vest set is probably what I'll mainly be running. Drain Punch, Mach Punch, Ice Punch, and Rapid Spin. Goes along with my Volt Turn Core, because I can lower attack, so that way it can take special hits and physical hits. But yeah, this is probably it's a good value pick for its tier. But then getting into my free picks, I had 4 free picks, you know, because GBA rules. So I decided to pick up Volcanion, because Volcanion is a monster. It's a wall breaker. It is a tank. Can do a lot of damage and deal it back. Can take a lot of damage and deal it back. But I don't know. I've used this in a league before, but never with the team that I've drafted. So I can't wait to use it. I can't wait to use it for what it does. Steam Eruption, basically a Nuke Scald, Fire Blast, or Flamethrower. Any hidden power I need, and Sludge Wave, Sludge Bomb, or Earth Power if I need it. Volcanion's just a monster. It can take hits, steal them back, and just annihilate teams. So I can't wait to use this as well. Up next is my Z-Move user, because I couldn't think of anything better. Kyurem. The reason why I picked Kyurem is because I needed a Dragon type, and ice coverage is always good. So 130 in both attacks, 90 in both defenses, decent HP, decent speed. So I have this as my Z-Move user because of its insane coverage that it has. Just look at all of these moves. It is a tier 3, but with all this coverage it has, picking this as my Z-Move user was probably the best decision for what I had, because I didn't want Landorus to be that, and nothing else could have really done well, except for maybe Volcanion, but I didn't want to put it to Volcanion. So, up next are 2 more value picks that I really liked. I have a Defogger in Skuntank. Decent stats. It's a good value pick. Sucker Punch, it's a Pursuit Trapper as well for other Psychic types. So, I can't wait to use this as well. But other than that, I don't really have much to say about Skuntank. Good Fairy dealer. Good thing to deal with Fairies and Psychic types. So, can't wait to use this. Can't wait to see how it does in the league. And then up next we have the Top Kex. Top Kex being Kecleon. Now this thing is basically weaker form of Greninja, but because of protein, but it does its job. It knows Stealth Rocks, so it takes Stealth Rock pressure off of Landorus. But an Assault Vest set is broken. Sorry about that. I'm tired. It's almost 10 p.m. But, you know, base 90 attack, it's going to be doing quite a bit of damage. It's got insane coverage. It gets Sucker Punch, it gets Shadow Sneak, it gets Brick Break, it gets normal type moves, it gets Grass Knot, it gets Knock Off, it gets Iron Tail, it gets all the elemental punches. This thing has insane coverage. And I really like using Kecleon because it is just a Lord, and I've used it to its full advantage before. So that's the team. You can see it right here as well. Let me know what you think of the team. You should be expecting the first battle in about 3 hours after this recording goes up. This video should be going up at about 12 p.m. CST, and then the battle should be going up at about maybe 2 p.m. CST. So you'll see this at about 2 p.m. CST. You see the battle at least. So be on the lookout for that. If you enjoyed this draft analysis, be sure to leave a like. It supports the channel, supports the dream. I eventually, if I can get there, do this as a living, but I probably won't. And subscribe if you're new. I just recently hit 50 subscribers, and I can't wait until I keep growing. Eventually hit 100 and get my own link name, because that's when things will start picking up, I think. But thank you all for watching, and take care.